Yes, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new food review. So, actually, it's not really a food review, it's more like a dessert review. I'm at a place in Holbeach. So as you may or may not know, I've actually transitioned from Birmingham to Spalding. So I'm currently working in Spalding. The talk of my workplace is apparently there's a place not too far from where I work that does these massive kind of milkshakes. The actual establishment, they do, you know, breakfasts, food, things like that. However, I was recommended from my work lot to pop down here and try their massive jugs of milkshakes. Had a quick scan on Google and I saw these massive jugs with, some of them have even like donuts on the top, some of them have cheesecakes, so it's quite funky. So as mentioned, here at a place called Milkshake Madness, first impressions, very kind of retro, very colourful. So I see bright pink, bright green, bright yellow, bright red. Placed my order. I think I decided to go for a rainbow cake. I think that will be apparently the most Instagrammable. However, you guys know me, I try to keep it real as much as possible. I've actually decided to go for the rainbow cake, but hopefully, not only does it look good, but I think it should taste good. I've always said to you guys, food goes to the belly, but dessert goes to the heart. So hopefully this dessert will most definitely go to my heart. I'll catch you guys when the milkshake is here. So a quick menu breakdown on Milkshake Madness. They've got like a food menu over here, as you can see. It's massive, and it's not just that, it's double-sided too. So that's the food, obviously. I'm not here for the food, and also I don't think the food is halal. So we'll move over to the dessert page, and guess what? This is a massive booklet too. Look, it's like it's like a book. And so there you are. They've got their specialty shakes just there, and you can get them in a kids, regular or large. Massive variety over here. But let's move on to what I decided to go for. So I mentioned I'm getting a dessert shake, and more specifically I'm getting the rainbow shake. Bit steep in price, but I've seen the portion sizes. Maybe it will justify it, but the work lot have said most definitely it will justify it. I ordered a biscoff cheesecake. I thought to myself, let's get one of them. A Nutella dream half waffle. So a lot of desserts. I'm gonna have a massive sugar rush. Look at the massive variety of toppings now. So let's count them actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 72 maybe. So a massive variety. Milkshake Madness. You do not lack in quantity. So guys, we are here at Milkshake Madness, and honestly there's an emphasis on the madness because I'm about to give you a quick menu breakdown on this. Look at this. There's the fast page. Oh, by the way, I ordered a rainbow cake shake, and it just keeps on going and going and going, and that's the dessert menu. And they've got like a breakfast, and they actually do food too. Crazy. So I am serious when I say this is a madness. Guys, look at this monster. Absolute. I was crumbling apart. You get your rainbow cake, you got strawberry syrup. Oh, this syrup right there reminds me of when you used to get a ice cream. So guys, the other two menu items have come. So this is the lovely, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? Biscoff. It is probably in the last 2-3 years, it is the flavor of choice for everyone. Biscoff cheesecake. Oh, look at that cheesecake right there. Oh god, I'd love to dig into that as soon as yeah, that's the shot right there. Look at that. And then we've got half waffle. So they're also doing a half waffle. So I've got some ice cream, and that looks really good, doesn't it? Wow. And then we've got the big boy over here. It's starting to melt, but it's alright because that's my fault. I've been literally just taking pictures non-stop. It'd be nice to check out how these taste and benchmark them to all the ones I've had before. So yeah, here we go. Am I gonna eat all this? Probably no. But we'll give it a shot. So we are starting it off with this absolute bad boy. Look at this bad boy. Let's get a little zoom up on this. I can zoom up in the cake. There we are. Wow, look at that. All those beautiful coloured cakes, and a very dripping bottom bit just there. We'll try the milkshake first. Here we go. Oh, brilliant. Strong kick of bubblegum flavour. Oh, when I think of bubblegum, I'm thinking of when the ice cream van used to come around your neighbourhood, he'll play the little ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling kind of sound effect. You get your ice cream, you Mr. Whippy, and then he'd put his sauce on there. Yeah? Oh, this brings back memories. Let's go in for the cake now. We've had the milkshake. The milkshake is, honestly, I thought it would be quite a thick milkshake, but it sits between the medium kind of thickness level, and I absolutely love my milkshakes thick. I think what I've also seen, no, I was feeding this back to an owner. Who was it? I was feeding this back to I think it was a burger place, maybe. Yeah, it was a burger place. Yeah, the one in Leicester. And I was saying to them that, you know, if you are going to transition over to those more kind of bigger cities, everyone's adapted. They've changed their strategy. What they've done now is they've used to have quite watered down, cheap ingredients. Henceforth, the consistency of the milkshake will be kind of thin. But everyone's made it quite thick now. So it's interesting how you see the common trends change. But how am I going to attack this? I'm just going to be an absolute man with no shame and just bite into it. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. So my aunt's baker and she knows that I love a certain type of cream. She knows that because my brother's like the other type she makes. Buttercream, I think it is. This might be buttercream. Oh. Okay, yeah. That has hit my expectations perfectly. Oh, milkshake. And just like the beautiful weather we have in the UK, it's starting to rain. So it's not really ideally the best weather for milkshake. So let's move on to the Nutella now. The Nutella kind of what do you call it? Nutella half waffle. Oh, there's something about Nutella. That reminds me of Cadbury's. When you're like maybe 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, you'd go visit the Cadbury factory. If you live in the West Midlands, you know what I'm talking about. There it is. Let's stick that into the gob. Here we go, guys. Honestly, it's not the best waffle I've had. So I'll break it down like this. The batter's quite dense. It's not fluffy how I feel like a waffle should be. Ice cream is not as thick as I want it to be, not as wholesome as I want it to be. Nutella's good though. We all know Nutella is lovely. Maybe the second bite is good now. I mean, it is what it is, but it's a no from me, unfortunately. So we'll move on to the biscoff cheesecake now. As I mentioned before, biscoff has been one of my new favorite flavor recently. I love biscoff milk cake, I love biscoff cheesecake, which I've got in front of me, and I I like everything biscoff. Drizzled with biscuit pieces, and I'm assuming the sauce is a biscoff sauce too. So this is gonna go straight in the gob. That cream, I feel like I'm floating on a cloud even though it's raining outside. Beautiful. My favorite dessert is chocolate concrete and custard. Old school, like school dinner times. One of them ones to think about when you're in school, and you know you got those little trays when you go for dinner. You'll have like your meat, your vegetables. But I wasn't looking at that, I was always looking at dessert. Another thing to note with the biscoff cheesecake here, in comparison to other cheesecake, is the cheesecake, rather than the biscuity bit, is very fluffy, it's light, it's not too heavy, which can be quite dangerous for someone like me, because I can eat maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 slices. That's a big advantageous point. When you've had your meal, you don't want something too heavy. Like for example, if I had those waffles, I would not be happy at all. So guys, as you can see, it's a very rainy day here in Holbeach. Very rainy day. Not ideal for me to be having desserts.
So it's been through lockdown, been doing deliveries and everything.
Yep.
But obviously now the word of mouth's getting about that we're open again. We're definitely seeing more on footfall.
Oh, that's good.
And even deliveries in the evening have died down.
Oh really?
And we're seeing a lot more people come in. Yeah.
Are you guys on all the like Deliveroo, Uber Eats? Are you on all of them?
No, we don't because we get that busy.
Yeah. Oh, you get internal? Just
just phone.
Wow,
just phone.
fair play, fair play.
I think if we'd done that, we'd be overstretched. I think we need a bigger shop for that.
Yes, and more staff. I mean, we've got 12 staff.
What?
Yeah, but obviously we're both the main, like Tom's the main chef downstairs, I'm second chef downstairs.
Yeah.
So all of them work up here, so we just need like another chef. We did have some, but they've moved elsewhere as lockdown opened, pubs opened. They went to a pub.
Which one is this you're making?
So this is the little girl's created it herself.
Oh, fair play.
This is a red velvet shake.
Yep.
And she's having on top of it a brownie. So we've sold out of our Victoria sponge cake shake.
Wow.
So this is what we came to terms with after.
Yeah, of course.
Am I splitting the brownie, babe, or just putting it on?
So guys, we are back in the car. Ideally, I wanted to walk back to my car and do the review there, but it's raining as I mentioned. Nonetheless, we'll do it here. First of all, I just want to give an overall scope of Holbeach, Spalding, Grantham, Wisbech, all these kind of areas within that kind of corner of Lincolnshire. You won't go to these places unless you need to go to these places. So for example, I work in the food industry. There's loads of factories, there's loads of nurseries. When I mean nurseries are actually like flour kind of distribution warehouses. So kicking it off with the food or dessert, out of 5 I'm gonna rate them 3.9. just missed out on that 4 spot, which is good, which is very good. 7.8 out of 10. Quick maths. So 3.9. 1, incredibly impressed by the wide spectrum and variety and the amount of things they have on the menu. Kind of ties into that kind of brand concept of milkshake madness. Sometimes there's a lot of quantity, but there's not a lot of quality. So some restaurants, they have only maybe 10-15 things on the menu, but the quality's there. Others have quantity, but they don't have the quality. This was in the balance, therefore is within the kind of 3.9 out of 5 range. Did not like the waffle at all. And as you know, I've put the clips in already. I've fed that back to the owner. I liked everything, but obviously I'll give criticism and feedback. Of course. The waffle was like very dense for me. I couldn't really, so I'm just gonna be very dense. Like usually, because I come from Birmingham, I've had hundreds of waffles. They're a lot more fluffier. Maybe the batter used slightly different, but
see, this is another thing is we could have got a lot of new staff as well. It's the training process. You know, and I didn't notice that. Absolutely.
I make a waffle mix.
But I keep moaning at them. No. I always moan at them that the waffle mix is too thick.
And they explained it. They go, number 1, staff weren't trained, so that's ongoing. The waffle batter, again, we're trying to hit that sweet spot kind of equilibrium, if that makes sense. Biscoff cheesecake was good because you know why it was good? The kind of middle kind of creamy bit was really fluffy. Sometimes it's quite condensed and kind of like squished and compressed, has a bit more of a bite, but I love the biscoff cake, really good. No, that was my favorite, more than the milkshake. No, the milkshake was good too. Okay, milkshake was number 1, then it's the biscoff cheesecake, and then it is, unfortunately, low position, the waffle. Service, these guys were really nice. However, I came in and I got the vibes of, it's gonna be a long one, but they were extremely busy. And I think this kind of location, you don't have much competition, so therefore deliveries were going out left, right, centre. So fair play to them. Fair play to them. Told me about the story, how they came up with the name, where they were originally and they moved across the road. It's nice, and I think that's what you guys can most definitely get with my food reviews. I'll almost unravel a story behind the actual restaurant and establishment. Cleanliness, I'm going to put the cleanliness score on the screen right now if they have been rated by the hygiene standards. The whole bill came to about £22. However, honestly, 50% off, which is always nice. Thank you so much for that, really appreciate it. As I mentioned in the video, the vibe of the restaurant was old school, kind of big bright colors. To be honest, it was alright. I'm too used to like kind of that luxury feel. Had that kind of school playground fun vibes. Parking will be a massive issue because they even said their goals are to have their own car park, maybe a little garden. That's quite nice actually to understand their story and the longevity scope. Parking is a massive issue, massive issue. You never heard it from me, but if you walk into Tesco and on the way back get a chocolate bar or whatnot, maybe not a chocolate bar, you've had dessert, but maybe you get like like a meal deal, you'll be alright. Also guys, be sure to follow the Instagram page at Halal Munchies Reviews, and of course be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment below where I should try out next, and I'll catch you guys in the next food review.